We're at day 16 of the Redstone Advent Calendar. This is a really fun one, and I think as soon as I go into the world, you're going to know exactly what I have in store for you today. So let's do it, shall we? Day number 16. Here we go. So you may recognise this if you have spent a little bit of time on YouTube, I guess, being into traps and things, because that's right, this is my variation, I guess, my rendition of an exploding tree trap, the oldest trick in the book. But normally how exploding tree traps function is they only use the bottom log to your advantage. So you break the bottom log, it breaks a lever, which then triggers TNT underneath. But there are a number of different problems with that system. Number one, as I mentioned, it only uses the bottom log to actually trigger the TNT. So if, for whatever reason, someone were to, say, break this one, break to the middle one, and then leave, it wouldn't trigger at all. Also, TNT has 4 seconds of fuse time, which is quite a long time, so they can just hear the sound, run away, and escape. And people are kind of wise to this kind of trick now. So thanks to, I guess, the Hermitcraft and Last Life series, I've put ender crystals to good use with this incredibly simple system that works no matter which log you actually break. So just to demonstrate, I'm going to break this top one here. And you can see there is absolutely no time at all to escape. It moves up, it triggers, and then that's it. The whole thing blows up. Inferno, and the player is undoubtedly going to die. It's just, it's undoubted. There's no possible way they're going to survive. So, that said, let's get into it, shall we? So fun. So to get started, you want to get yourself a tree. So this tree can be naturally generated if you want to, or it can be grown using a sapling. It does not matter. Anyway, you want to make sure that you have a tree in place. It doesn't even need to be a tree if you don't want it to. It could be, I don't know, a mushroom if you wanted to, or something else. Again, it's up to you. It doesn't matter. Anyway, what you're going to do is actually go underneath the tree itself and remove the block that it was once on. So in this case, it's obviously on top of dirt. So I removed the dirt underneath it, and what we need to do now is place a log underneath, and this log is going to be the same as the other ones in the trunk. It doesn't really matter that this is a log because it's going to get blown up pretty soon anyway. But I just like to make it seamless like that from the top. Anyway, what you're going to do is actually count the number of logs in the tree. So in this case, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8, including the one I've done at the bottom. So then what I'm going to do is actually continue blocks going all the way down to reach a total of 13. So I've got 8 here, so I go 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, just like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place a tempo block here, a block down underneath like that, remove the first tempo block and place a piston facing upwards like so. Then what I'm going to do is remove this second block down and replace it with a dispenser like that. And then you can place obsidian all the way around like that, and you can tap the sides to place end crystals on top of those obsidian blocks. Then what I want to do is place a lever really on the top underneath the dirt, where the dispenser is going to be pushed up to go onto that piston extends, and that's actually going to be inside the end crystals. You want to be super careful when doing this, but I have tested it is possible to place the lever down and flick it without ever coming in contact with the end crystal. So once you've done all that, you can remove the obsidian blocks, and then you can go underneath And inside this dispenser, you want to put a projectile. Now I'm using a snowball, but you can do an arrow or splash potion if you want to. It doesn't matter as long as it triggers these end crystals. And then the last thing you want to do is come to this piston right at the bottom and power it using a lever or redstone block or whatever you really want. So what's going to happen now is, at the moment, it is only one block above the piston push limit. So you've got all the blocks underneath the surface, and then you've got the logs in the tree. So all that together is one block above push limit, which means all it needs in order for this piston to extend is for one of these blocks to be removed. It could be the top one, in which case there'll be 12 and it will push up. It could be one of the middle ones, in which case it'll be a little bit less, but it's still able to push up because it's under push limit. You get my point. It doesn't matter what log you break in the tree, this piston is going to extend, put a dispenser next to the lever, and power the dispenser, shooting a projectile into the end crystals. You've seen it in the intro, but I'm going to do it again because it's just so fun. There you go. It's an amazing little system. I designed it ages ago, but I absolutely love it. I'm sure I'm going to be trolling my friends in my 1.18 survival world from this point forth. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow for day 17 of the Redstone Advent Calendar. Bye bye.